Moves today at the annual Brooklyn Chess Festival. News 12 Brooklyn's Naomi Choi-Smith has the story from Dr. Ronald McNair Park.
The key to this game, don't be fooled by the size of your opponent.
These kids are no joke. A lot of them have coaches and they really get into it. So you don't underestimate the size of a child, as to what they can do. They're very formidable opponents.
Just ask these pint-sized chess players.
I'm going to win today. I want to become a grandmaster or at least a master when I grow up.
Brooklynites of all sizes and ages flock to Dr. Ronald McNair Park Saturday for Brooklyn's annual chess festival.
I love that you get to compete with other people and you get to practice, and it's a fun game to play.
Kings and queens of the game got a chance to spar off against grandmasters, make new friends, or sharpen their skills.
In kindergarten, my dad signed me up for chess lessons and he was starting to teach me chess, and ever since that I had a really an interest in chess.
NYC Parks sponsor the annual event, providing free boards and pieces, leveling the playing field.
Those free chess boards allow them to, set up and really play the game. It's just the stepping stones to becoming a good player. You have to have the tools of the trade.
Competitors vying for trophies as well as bragging rights, bringing many back year after year.
Once you've done it, you want to do it again and again, because the competition gets stronger. And you always want to test yourself, see how you progress throughout the year, if you made progress or if you regress.
In Prospect Heights, Naomi Choi-Smith, News 12, Brooklyn.
Hi, and welcome. I'm Inez Kelly, and the video you just watched was from actually 2018, I believe, and that is my brother, Armin Kelly. And for most of you that know, the Run Your Miles project, along with the Chess on the Move, creating the Battle of the Masters event. The Run Your Miles, Run Your Miles is dedicated to my brother who we lost to colon cancer in 2019. Wow. It's actually September 2019. So this is the 4th year. And for any of you who have lost someone you love, you know that the years in terms of days may go by, but sometimes it feels like just yesterday. So yes, that was Armin I think that was Dr. McNair Park. Every year they host the chess tournament for the youth. So I thought it was just the perfect fit. Anyway, happy Labor Day. Hopefully you are taking rest from your labor. As most of us are, and some of us still have to work. So for those of you who are out there working, doing your thing, congratulations, better you than me. But anyway, no, seriously, essential workers, we need you out there. Keep doing your thing. So thank you for joining us. Today I have Ryan Blackwood with us. And if you know Ryan Blackwood, he is the chess. Let me get this straight. I'm kind of new to this whole industry of chess. I'm familiar with the game, but the whole industry is very new, so be patient with me. The Cayman Island Chess Federation Youth Chess Director. He's a national master, and he will be with us today just momentarily. I just want to go over our event. If you're familiar with the Battle of the Masters coming up September 23rd, originally the original date was August 26th, and we are just really working feverishly to put this project together to make sure that we're bringing you something not so much innovative, because I believe that this type of work is already done, but we want to bring it on another level in a specific community to be able to make sure that those who are out there working hard, gaining their ranking. And again, be patient with me if I'm using terminology and it's not really on point. Well, actually, I have Ryan in the background, so he'll probably correct me. But but for right now, work with me. Okay, I'll get better. But yeah, for those of you who are out there working hard, and we want to make sure that there are platforms that you are visible, because it's about the visibility. Okay, and speaking of visibility, I'm going to bring on Ryan. There you go. So I'm working the controls too. Okay, I'm working the controls.
You're doing a great job. Did I?
Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. We've spoken several times. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know if we did speak, but it's mostly on WhatsApp. So It's good to, talk to you
Kind of research, kind of,
almost live.
yeah.
Okay. So, Ryan, tell us about yourself for those who don't know who you are.
All right. What's there to say? No, first of all, let me must say thank you for it was a honor when you mentioned the initiative and in honoring your brother as well, and wanted me to be a part of it. So I saw it as how could I say no? But I started put it this way in life. Let's say you find something that you love doing, and you never have to work another day in your life.
That's correct.
I started teaching chess and coaching and being involved in chess professionally just over 16 years now. And I tell you, every day I get up and I look forward to doing what I do. And I have so many success stories with my students who have made it so big. And it has just been amazing. It has been an
Hmm.
amazing journey. And I get up every day and I look forward to it. Started Chess with Kids Academy, which initially was a nonprofit organization which goes about just basically getting kids involved in the school programs, getting just reaching out to kids and letting them realize that there is an area where they
Hmm.
can compete on an international level and they don't have to be the fastest or be able to kick a ball the furthest and so forth. And they really gravitated towards it. I'm currently, like you mentioned, the youth chess director of the Cayman
Hmm.
Islands. I'm originally Jamaica, so I started chess with kids in Jamaica. I've been on the island now for it's about 2 years, and we are a part of a non-profitable organization as well, where we are spreading the knowledge of chess, the benefits of chess across the island, and it has been very receptive. I mean, Cayman Islands are a much smaller island than Jamaica or even New York. I mean, our population is just about 66,000 people, the entire
Oh,
island.
okay.
So it's a lot easier to try and reach
Hmm.
everybody
Hmm.
on the island rather than trying to reach everybody. But I believe that everybody should get the opportunity to play chess and see the benefits that they are. I know over the summer when we were doing a lot of talking, I was doing a lot of traveling, so it was different
Right.
time zones.
Yeah, because you
Traveling
just
all the
returned.
time.
You just returned from the UK, is it?
Yeah, we had a team in Amsterdam
Mm-hmm.
that was for the under 16 chess Olympiad. And we're talking about kids who made it to the Olympiad after playing chess now for less than a year. Because, like I said, we started the
Wow.
program here less than a year. And the Olympiad is the highest level you can reach at any sport. And these are kids that basically just started and they were so passionate about it and they have committed so much of their time towards it. And it has really taken them to that level. We also had a chess team in Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I told some of the parents and some of the kids, they were like, Kazakhs, what? All right, so Kazakhstan is like pretty close to Russia. I mean, it's that side of the world. And
Right.
we had a team there, and they did very well as well.
Okay.
So chess allows that. It allows a lot of opportunities for traveling, for
Mm-hmm.
the social development of it, meeting new people from across the world. So there are just so many opportunities and areas to grow as an individual as well.
Right. Now, as far as the islands versus the states here, how would you say it compares? Outside of the in terms of the volume of people, how would you say it compares? And I guess you can talk to the youth versus adult. How would you say those compare?
Well, I mean, being in New York City, you realize that there are so many chess players. There's way more in terms of volume. That's the first big difference.
Mm-hmm.
And also the level of strength, because I mean, on the island we don't even have a title player. But I mean, in the US, you can find a whole lot of title players from candidate masters, FIDE masters, national masters, international masters, grandmasters.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot more title players there. So
Oh, so a lot more title players on the in the islands.
in the US,
Oh, okay, in the U.S. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
we don't have a title player on the island. So if we get a title player, it's normally like a visitor or a big deal. So
Okay.
we would invite a grandmaster to come to our island to basically to promote and let our students see what a grandmaster is or who a grandmaster is and how he plays and to play in a simul against them.
Right.
So
And I guess the level of play also. I saw where you had a grandmaster who is also a teammate of Magnus Carlsen.
yes,
Is that correct? Okay.
that is Johan Sebastian. So
Okay.
Johan Sebastian is from Norway. He's a teammate of Magnus Carlsen, and he has been to the island more time now. Most time he says, Ryan, I mean, I can come and play. I mean, so he likes it here. He loves it here. I mean, the last time he was here was in March for we had a fundraiser because, like I said, our program is a non-profit organization. So we had a fundraiser just to raise funds to generate interest within the school program. So we do a chess in school and a chess in education because we strongly believe that chess as an educational tool can do a lot for kids' development. I mean, if we
Yeah.
start naming all the benefits, we'll go on and on. But I mean, just the cognitive development and the ability to calculate. I teach us from one simple premise that chess is about creating problems and solving problems. And if you get better at chess, you're better able to solve problems. So we look at how we go about solving our problems from a chessboard to off the board. So it's not
Right.
just about learning on the board, but also how you use it off the board. And we see kids.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And we see kids doing this. I mean, and they will come to me and they will say, I was playing chess in class today. I'm like, you can't be playing chess in class. No, I said, no, I didn't mean like that. As in, I was solving my problems using chess references.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where you see them now using it off the board.
And I think it's also in the timing so that, there's not that immediate, what you call immediate gratification. Like, here's a problem. This is the solution. I'm going to jump at the first solution that comes. No, you take your time to think. And I think you learn that taking that extra moment to give thought to your actions translates from the board. Along with execution, I would say execution, because you can come up with solutions, but there's also the executing those solutions that come into play. So, and then, kids are open. Do you find it different teaching children, or do you teach adults? Do you find it different?
I do teach adults as well. But there's just a level of satisfaction that comes from teaching kids that you probably don't get in adults because. All right, so there's one way to look at it. When you teach a child who is a complete blank, then whatever you say, they will be able to grow with it. But when teaching an adult chess, because of their already knowledge of how things work, it's very difficult to teach them. So it's more like you have to unteach.
Right. You got to erase all of everything that's there.
Is that they already have an idea. So if you tell them that this goes up and down and side to side, they're like, and does it go that way as well and that way as well? While a child would just take and say it goes up and down and side to side, and that's it.
Right.
And then they will build from that.
Right.
But I think everybody should learn chess. It doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are. I think everybody should learn
I
chess.
agree. I absolutely agree. Let's talk about Battle of the Masters. Okay. Let's talk about the project itself. I think in our conversation, I was explaining to you how it's about the visibility of some of the players, promoting, marketing in order to put them on certain platforms to be seen. Also trying to give consideration to how do we elevate certain players that are in the market, they're playing the tournaments, but when you look at players from a certain demographic versus others, there's no comparison when it comes to the numbers. Okay. And so with Battle of the Masters, it was about taking individuals who are already at a certain level in their game and to give them a platform to be seen, along with creating the content that will be able to distribute within the industry for these individuals to be seen. So that's kind of, I'm sorry, I hit your number. So if I'm calling you, just hang up. But yeah, can you speak to that? And can you speak to the project and your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think it's a really great idea, first of all. And I mean, when I look back at some of the persons like Anya Rosta in terms of the Battle of the Masters,
Mhm.
One name that particularly stood out to me was Joshua Colas. And
Mhm.
I was actually in Trinidad for Joshua Colas' very first international tournament. I think at this time, Joshua was probably like 10 years old, 10,
Mhm.
11 years old, somewhere about there. And I had a student that I was at the same tournament. I think this was the Caribbean Chess Carnival. And he had chosen to play in the masters section. And from that event, I was like, this kid could play in any of the other sections and completely win. But I mean, the focus was different. I think he really wanted to test his levels. And
Mhm.
I think Joshua is now, is he a IM now? He's a FM. Joshua Colos?
Yeah, Joshua is an FM.
He's
Yes.
currently FM.
But
And
look at me. I know this.
I
See?
I thought, yeah, and it was like a freedom master, right? So you care with your chest there. And Joshua basically, when I watched that kid play, and I was like, this could be another Maurice Ashley. This could
Yeah.
be a next Black Grandmaster. And I think a lot of our kids within that demographic just haven't gotten that opportunity. And a lot of it requires a lot of international play, a lot of tournaments. But with playing and traveling also comes the idea behind funding for such
Yes.
things. And I think with chess, you'd realize that the older you get, the less likely it is for you to basically achieve the highest level of grandmaster. So most grandmasters will get there at a fairly young age. And this is again a discussion with Johan saying that as a grandmaster, he became a grandmaster, he said pretty old, even though he became a grandmaster at 20 years old. He said he became a
That's
grandmaster.
all. Okay.
He said he became a
Wow.
grandmaster pretty old.
Okay.
But it wasn't until he was really serious about chess that he put in like 4 steady years of work and it got him to that stage. Now, I said that to say because very recently, my island, home country, Jamaica,
Mhm.
the government recently came on board, and this is very important, recently came on board to basically promote the development of another Black grandmaster on our island. As you know, Maurice Ashley is Jamaican born,
Yeah.
he moved to the US, and then he became a grandmaster. So we are wondering, like, I mean, if we could have produced the first Black grandmaster in the world,
Mhm.
why haven't we done it again? And
See.
we have had so many players who have reached to the level. I mean, at this point, we have two international masters back home, which is one level below a grandmaster. And it's a very small country, by the way.
Mhm.
And I think that we have so much talent, but it's just a way of marketing it and a
Right.
way of promoting. And we have, like you said, finding the business aspect of it to
Mhm.
take these kids from one level to the next. Just like we have a lot of sports that, I mean, you can tie a sponsorship deal to a
Right.
player and stuff like that.
Right.
And I think your idea is going to be the way forward in how we can tie how a chess player, which is a sport, and an athlete can
Mhm.
definitely make that transition.
Yes.
All right. So
Yeah.
our government has recently um, promised a funding towards the development of our next Black Grandmaster. The project is called GM in 10. So in 10 years, the idea was to produce another homegrown GM. We have some students right now who are performing at a level like a young Jaden Shaw. He's a
Okay.
young, started teaching at 6 years old. He has just earned his FIDE Master title at 15 years old.
Mhm.
Um, and he has now been making that very steady rise. And I think he's a strong candidate
Mhm.
towards also making that coveted title. But what I'm really glad for is that how the government has come on board to actually donate a $40 million per year. I mean, this is Jamaica we're talking. I should
Yeah.
probably go into
Okay. So
the
is this just for the island? Is this just for
just
the
for
youth of
Ireland
the island? Okay.
towards development of chess. And this will also see us partnering with, I know Maurice Ashley has come on board in a very strong way
Okay.
towards this development, lending his expertise. And if you want to get to Grandmaster, you have to also get advice from persons who have done it. So this is
Okay.
one of the reasons why he has come on in a very strong way for that project.
So we might have to have this little race going on here to see whether Battle of the Masters produces the next Grandmaster, or the island produces the next Grandmaster. How about something like that?
Well, we're going to see where Battle of the Masters are going to encompass not just masters from within the city, but we can reach out on a global scale. Because one
Yes,
of the things with chess is that it's a universal language.
yes,
So you don't have to speak English, you don't have to speak,
exactly.
it's a universal language. And that you realize when we bridge those gaps and those bridges, we're able to achieve more.
Yes.
Right. So
And so one of the things I thought with this is to actually create a league of players that play against each other, just like an NFL type blueprint. So you have these teams throughout the. For right now, I was looking at the United States, but also from those teams, just like it with the NFL, they have the what do they have the pro game at the end of the season. So you have the highest level player from each team becomes an international team that plays internationally. So the sky is the limit, and that's one of the things that in speaking with Agray Duncan, and I don't know if you've met him yet, but we're partnering together, Chess on the Move, to make this something that is visible, and that others can come aboard to help make it happen, because it's a huge undertaking. We definitely can't do it alone. So we're always looking to partner with good people to make it happen. But one of the things we did was we actually started out looking at Chicago, because with the Run Your Miles project, this is the third year. And so the first two events were here in Chicago. I was looking to do another, but because we were specifically looking at masters, I didn't realize that there were no masters of color here in Chicago.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, then again, like I said, I'm not that deep in the industry for that to be something that I should know. But I just took for granted that we'll just find three here. We were very unsuccessful in.
You said master of color. You mean a grandmaster?
Not grandmaster. I'm talking about FM, IM. I think there's one. Let me back up, because I know somebody's going to see this and say, "Hey, I'm an IM," and
And I'm in Chicago, and I'm color, right? So.
Exactly. So I don't want that. Don't write me about that again. Like I said, I'm a newbie in this, so be gentle.
So maybe that's a good shout out for masters of color to come forward to
exactly.
That's a good shout out.
Exactly. But that coupled with creating a space where these young men, I know it costs for them to travel, to enter these tournaments. Battle of the Masters is something that, and I don't want to give anything away, because we will be playing the new promo here in a few moments. So before I go into that, I would actually give away what's coming up. So I don't want to say that. But what I do want to say is creating an opportunity for there to be regular play within reach, without having to expend so much, while at the same time being able to play the games that will allow you to rise in rank. Hopefully will shorten the time that you go from one rank to the other, and so we hope to build that. But again, it does take people, it does take partnership, it does take having the connections. So I know you touched a little bit on it, but I wanted to talk about beyond the actual board, and what do you see when it comes to African Americans, people of color. And I don't want to say people of color, because more specifically, I'm talking about African American, African descent, Africans that are in areas that are not actually just playing the game. Not to say that playing the game isn't valued playing the game, but being in more of the infrastructure of chess.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see? What do you see in that?
I think systematically it's a way of getting there. When you look at countries like India or China, who have just been producing a lot of masters, like grandmasters, over a short period of time and very young, it just means that there's a lot of collaboration together.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it takes somebody to say, you know what, I want to see this happen. And in wanting to see it happen, then you create a medium in which persons of color with that strong interest, and I say African American, with that interest wants to get there. And if you want to get there, then, and there is a platform in which you can use, then I think we're committed enough too. I know
Mm-hmm.
I have probably passed my age limit where I'll probably be able to get to Grandmaster, but I see so much potential in a lot of students who, I mean, at some age, I'll just say, like, for example, my son, he's 5 years old. He played his first international tournament at 4 years old,
Oh, okay.
right? And he represented Jamaica. Now he's representing the Cayman Island. So, and he loves chess. He sincerely loves chess. I mean, he loves playing, he loves competing, and so forth. And when you develop that level of interest at a young age, or at an early age, then I don't think it's something that is going to happen today or tomorrow.
Right.
But you
Right.
can create a platform
Exactly.
that will foster that development,
Mm-hmm.
have it happening in the next 5 years. In
Mm-hmm.
the next 3 to 5 years, you can have it happening. But you have to create that. You have to let persons see that, hey, the visibility of persons who have gotten there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Maurice Ashley, other African Americans, other
Right.
persons who have got to that level, and to show them, hey, if I can do it, then you can do it.
Right.
And we come out in a very positive way to support any initiative that allows for that development.
Right. And to add to what you're saying, in response to some of the comments and questions that we have gotten in regards to our platform, is that the focus isn't so much on, okay, even though the YMCA, the space that we're renting is available for up to about 100 guests, and that's really just to have people in the room. But the people in the room are not necessarily the audience. The people in the room are not necessarily the target. The tournament is not necessarily the target. The idea is, just as you said, creating the platform. We know that it's going to take 2 to 3 years to really create something sustainable that will be able to launch these players into spaces where we can begin to see a regular flow of going from rank to rank into Grandmaster. But if you always just focus on just the tournament or just these other ideals, because that's what is going to generate immediate revenue, the problem is that you're not sustainable to then launch anything beyond yourself. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at creating a platform that anything can be launched from that platform. If 3 years down the road you want to do tournaments, you can do tournaments. But right now the target is to create the content. And the content is what goes out on a worldwide a demographic so that these players are seen. You know, I had to search for pictures and information, even though they're out there. But when you compare them to everyone else, there's just no comparison. I was pleasantly surprised to see, I think on one video I saw Justice Williams playing against Magnus Carlsen, but this was probably like, I mean, he was little, so it looked like he was maybe around 10 or something like that. I believe he's a little older than that today, but yeah, so the platform isn't so much to make sure people are buying tickets and they show up at the event. That'd be great. Go out, buy your tickets. Eventbrite, we're on Eventbrite, get your ticket. If Eventbrite is too much, go to the website, click on, get your tickets that way. Either way, come on out, check us out. But that's not our target. The target is creating the content, creating the competition, creating the visibility so that they go into corners where you otherwise may not go, but your content can go.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
So for anyone who you know, because we get that a lot. So for anyone who says, okay, do a tournament instead of doing something to this effect, this is for the content. So we've got, in terms of streaming and video and pictures and information that's going to go out, we're really going to bombard with that, because that's what we want to take and use to further the idea. So on that note, what I'd like to do is to play our new video. We pushed, as you know, we pushed the date back to the 23rd of this month, and we've done a new promotional video. This is the first time that it's airing. So will you allow me to play the video, Mr. Ryan?
Yes, for sure.
When you say let's go, we're gonna go.
Let's go.
$5,000 payout. Majestic Lions, Harlem Knights meet for a battle of the masters.
They banished me, never to be seen.
Empire State Blitz, Smackdown.
That the land only grows weeds. A place filled with demons and ghosts, tumbleweeds. Betrayed by some comrades that too brute. I might get you all back. It's not if, no it's when. Better watch out, cause I'm coming for revenge. I'ma train hard, I'ma go far. I will learn with every new scar. Got a cold heart, yeah, I'm feeling arc. Enemies give me energy from the start. Got an addiction to winning, so I will work till I get it. The sweat is dripping, I'm in it, I'll never stop till I finish. I'm feeling demons possessing, they took a hold of my vessel. The energy of a devil, yeah.
All right.
Yep. Yeah.
There we go. So I guess that'll go out right now. That's the first time it's been played, I think. That's the first time it's been out there. So we're just, by the way, we need graphics volunteer, and, if you do videos, the whole thing. So right now we're doing our own work and making it happen, and making sure that it gets out there. But I like it. What did you think?
It was good. It was good. I saw the lineup and I was like, oh, I need to be a part of that. But
I know. And the more I worked with the information, the pictures, their bios, the more I see just how much work goes into staying, to the staying power to reach that place of an IM, FM. It's not an easy feat, and it takes dollars. It takes dollars. It takes talent. It takes practice. It takes energy. It takes scheduling, while at the same time trying to live your life in the process of it all.
And that's one of the reasons why it's so much easier for at a younger age to accomplish this, because once you reach to a certain age where you have life and adulting hits you, it's really hard to keep up with chess while you're adulting. And unless chess is going to be your life and you can make it your life, it's going to be really difficult to try to continue working towards improving and increasing your level, unless you're a professional chess player.
Right.
And I think with your initiative, the idea of being a professional chess player is important, because then as a professional sports athlete, then you should be able to make a decent living of marketing and being able to. I think you're creating an opportunity where chess can be far more marketable.
Right.
So less words.
That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. When you look at other sports, the sport by itself basically has no value. The value is in the spectators. And anytime you, as they say, put butts in the seat, then your sponsors or businesses have an opportunity to have an audience. An audience, basically, they didn't have to go out and work for. They just paid some sponsorship money, and now I have an audience. And that's where the money comes from, to be able to pay these big dollars that you see. And so chess, and again, as I said, I'm speaking from my experience. If there's something else, please inform me, but inform me kindly, because this is nothing. This is not shade on anything or anyone. It's my observation. And right now, my observation is limited when it comes to the industry, but it's it's a lot of experience when it comes to marketing and promotion and understanding what it takes to brand a concept. And once you brand that concept, to put it out on the market and make it marketable, make it so that folks want to buy into it, and they buy into it because they find value, and that value has to translate not just for they themselves but for their entity. And so, when you look at football and you look at basketball and you look at tennis and even golf, I mean, Tiger kind of revolutionized golf when it came to sponsorship and the amount of, I'm not saying that there wasn't already a lot of money, but even the quality stepped up because Tiger brought in being physically fit. So now you're not just this old guy, pacing the greens. You're fit, and because you're fit, you're able to play stronger. That brought in the stronger player. The stronger players brought in more eyes. Okay. Yeah. Because number one, the guys started looking good. So now folks are looking. Okay. Then nextly, they're playing better. Okay. So now there's that. And once you start doing that, then businesses are looking, because see, now I can attach my business to this product, and now I can be associated with them, and everything that they are associated with and the level in which they are, I can take my business and rise to that level. And that's the same thing that we have to create in chess. It's kind of happening for some folks. Okay. It's kind of happening for some folks, not as much, but they're kind of ahead of the curve because of the access and visibility. And so,
and I'll tell you, Ines, I mean, if you look at what chess is coming from, I mean, if you think about chess and somebody who has no knowledge of chess, and they would think that, well, a game of chess, I'm going to come and watch. How do I come and be entertained?
Exactly, the entertainment value, yes.
That you're going to come and you're going to watch someone for hours and hours, just sit down thinking you don't know what is going on, what is happening in their head. Right. And that doesn't seem entertaining. However, when you talk about Blitz, and if anybody have ever been to the park and watched masters play a game of Blitz, you'll be like, I'm not sure if they're playing chess, because, like I said, they run you out, the trash talk.
Right.
With some guys, and they say, "Hey, the best part of my game is my talk."
Right.
And you understand that level of how persons express themselves, because chess is also a way to get you to express yourself. Like somebody say, a master will tell you that I can know what kind of person you are after a game of chess. Whether you're an aggressive person, you're a passive person, you're a defensive person. So it brings out your personality also over the board. Yeah. And if you think about chess back in the days, like in the Bobby Fischer era of chess was just really a classical game. Chess has moved from just classical to rapid game, where the games are a lot faster. Then you got to Blitz, where the games are now much faster and much more exciting. So if you even look at the top events now that are going on worldwide, they are rapid events.
Yeah.
Blitz events.
Yeah.
And if those persons who even play chess online, have bullet events. Now, let me explain bullet events there. That's like when you're playing with just 1 minute on your clock for the entire game. So that's 1 minute.
Oh, okay. 1 minute for the entire game.
1 minute for the entire game on both sides. Right? And then if that wasn't so bad, like if that wasn't so fast already, you have what is called hyperbullet.
Okay.
So we're living in an age where things are getting fast and fast, and we see that from the TikTok and everything. But this is not anything, even though you see those players moving super fast, they're still thinking. And they're thinking at a level that is, and for us to even comprehend it. Normal. You see some of our top players like Magnus Carlsen do it, Nakamura do it, and these guys play ridiculously fast, and they're thinking moves and moves and moves ahead. And you're like, there's no way they're thinking about all those in that little bit of time. But this is entertaining. This is value. Like persons who come out, persons who didn't even understand chess and how to play, will come out to watch this because they know they're going to be entertained, and it's not going to be one game that lasts the entire evening. and they will get the
Right.
excitement from the analysis and everything that's happening to the experience. Like, wow.
And the energy around it. So one of the things for Battle of the Masters is about, again, when you compare to other sports, they have other things that entertain you. So even, when you come out, I always say that I hate bowling, but I'll go bowling with a group of friends just for the camaraderie and the hanging out and that sort of thing. So when you start creating an environment that someone who is not a chess aficionado, they don't, it's not their thing, but they will come out, they will hang out, they will enjoy. And people will come out, they'll spend money, they'll come out and they'll share experiences, and it becomes a day out. And you have to create that energy around it in order to make sure that you're, again, putting the butts in the seat. And whether those butts are eyes looking at the streaming, either way, they're counting numbers, and those numbers is what equates to businesses as sponsorship. And that's where you want to get to, that sponsor level, whereby either folks are paying to partner, or they are also looking to use those players as spokespersons, in their advertisement. And that's key, especially when you start talking about influencers and TikTok and all of these things that are going on. There's so many different ways to be able to put chess out there, not to cheapen it, okay? Because you always want to protect the game. You want to protect the game, or you want to protect the product. Let me say that. Whatever that product is, you want to protect the product, not water it down, but you want what supports it. You want to build that up so that folks see the value in it, so that they participate. And that participation may come in them showing up, or that participation is because they write a check. Okay, either way, we take them in both forms. Exactly.
I mean, and once you have that good product, which I know you do, I mean, we should see the support coming into wanting to partner with it. So
yeah. And you, again, it goes back to the value of it, and the value should be for the players and for everyone that is participating, not just the sponsors, but everyone will receive value out of it. And when it gets to that point, I think that's where we'll start seeing a difference. And we hope that it impacts and affects everyone within this particular demographic to even improve or give ideas to what it is that they're doing, so that you become a part of whatever the change is happening in this industry, so you can be a part of it. One of the things that I think we spoke about a bit ago was watching what's happening in communities in terms of being able to create the relationships and the networks necessary to make these things happen. I find that, and it's not just chess, okay, because when I have a client, that client could be in pretty much any industry, because the idea really is about marketing and promoting whatever that particular industry is. But what I've seen in commonplace, especially for demographics who have not been introduced to a way of networking, is the problem in creating the necessary relationships. So you have a lot of single individuals, not single in relationship, personal relationship, but in business relationships, that have a problem in collaborating, and that trust factor in collaborating with others that will help to get you to where you want to go. Can you speak a little bit to that and what maybe you've experienced or what you see?
Like I said, I mean, you're making a very good point when you talk about being in an industry and not having that level of support. So you're literally single. When you create a platform like what you're doing now, it allows for persons with similar interests and similar ideas, and realize that, wait, this is what I've been trying to do for the longest time. And you have created a platform where I can say, I would love to partner, or how can I involve or incorporate my line of business or my ideas with what you're doing, because this is what I've been trying to do. I just didn't have that level of support. And I guess this is what you say, you are single in business.
Right.
I think that's what you're trying. Yeah. So
Basically, yes.
in trying to this, I mean, it's a lot of support. I mean, I'm grateful that we have a very hardworking president here, Sean Tracy, who has been doing this for a long time, but he has kind of been Carlo Lee. And what happened is that the support has never really been there. So now that we have said, you know what, we're going to revamp, we're going to go again, and we're going to hit the running, we have now gotten quite a bit of support from private entities, government, Department of Education Services. So a lot of persons have now come on board. And when you get that level of support with the positive that you have been doing, I mean, you realize it's just like a wheel and it's just turning now. No, it's turning. And it's when you develop that momentum, then you're able to do a lot more. And like I said, what we have accomplished for just this year has been tremendous. We have a masterclass which goes out in our community. Where we offer a masterclass program every Saturday in the public library. And that has grown from, I kid you not, from probably like 8 members consistently on a weekly basis
Mm-hmm.
to now having over 130
Wow.
members.
Wow.
Right? And like I said, based off the size of our island, we are pretty small in
Yeah.
comparison to Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at an entire population of, like I said, just about 67,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So to have that much growth in terms of the sport of chess goes to show how supportive it has been on the island. And even now, we are planning about actually traveling to the US with our team. Last year we did it. Well, I keep saying last year. Well, actually, this year, sometime in February, we were invited to an event in the US called the World Amateurs. And
Mm-hmm.
we're excited again for next year, which is going to be in February. And we're looking to not just take one team, but probably take 2 or 3 teams
Okay.
because we have been getting that level of support. So even initiatives and ideas like this from Smackdown, we would be able to get persons with that level of interest to come and participate in events and support. And it's like I say, it's bridging that gap to
Yes.
be able to promote your
Yes.
product,
Yeah.
right? And chess is universal, and even though you're based in the Chicago area, it doesn't limit you to just the Chicago area.
Right. Right.
There's just so much to reach, and so many persons who have been wanting to be able to get a platform like this where they can express themselves.
Mm-hmm. You know, absolutely. And actually, what I didn't do was follow up behind that video that the fact that there's a $5,000 purse giveaway. So what we want to create, and so now I can fully explain what we want to create is an opportunity to create these competitions whereby each side is getting compensated. So if you are, say, under contract to play 4 games for Battle of the Masters, and you know that with each game you're going to make at least 1,000, maybe 2,000 a game, and you're playing 1 game a month. Okay. Now you can kind of budget out. That might not be money that pays your rent, or maybe it does, depending on where you live. But that might be funds that you can now take and use, and now you can enter into other tournaments. And so rather than that money coming out of your pocket, that those funds are now made available to you because you've used your talent to generate the revenue that you need to now push ahead. In addition to that, we hope to create the opportunity for these same masters to become instructors. And again, because there is a pay connected to it, now you have students who are learning from masters, not just, I'm not saying general chess players are not okay, but if they're learning from masters, they're learning at a higher level, at a higher rate, and hopefully being able to elevate into these spaces, shorten the time that they elevate into the spaces by the youth that are being taught. So I think the fact that there is a payout for both sides, that is a lot different from what I've seen in the market space.
Yes. And I think it brings us back to chess that as an athlete, when you play in an event, it doesn't matter if it was supposed to put it in boxing. The
Exactly. The guy that gets knocked to the canvas.
everybody gets paid. And in chess, I like to tell my students that you never lose in chess. You
Right.
can have three results. You can either win, you can draw, you can learn. But your concepts say you can't lose either. You benefit. You
Right.
benefit from playing because this is entertainment value to those persons who are watching. This is entertainment. This is value to yourself as well.
Right.
So it's a win-win situation. And I think when you create a platform where everybody wins, then it's a no-brainer. Like I win.
Right. Right. Either way. Yeah.
You win. Either way, you win.
Either way. And it's up to us, the individuals that are organizing, to be able to take that content and use it in a way, because that's what it produces for us. The content to be able to use to grow the platform. And in doing so, just like you say, everybody wins. But, you know, we can't get away from the hard work that it takes to put something like this together. There's a huge learning curve when you go from just one event to a whole platform, because it takes bringing in a lot of people who are unseen. You know, there's people that we know that are part of it, myself and Agre, who is diligently working hard. It's Labor Day. I know he's working hard today on some things in terms of our technology, some of the technology that we're including in the production. But there's a host of other people that do the videos, the voiceovers, the editing, all of those kind of things that make it happen, that you have to look at. If you just do an event and it's just there, right there, then it's not to say that the event itself is not a great event, but to be able to take that event and push it out to the masses, that's where it becomes, that's when you monetize. I like to say monetize your product. And so that's what, you know, that's what we hope happens. We have every faith that it will, because we're taking the time to put all of our ducks in a row and make sure everything is good. And no, we didn't want to reschedule. You know, you commit to a date and it's like, by God, I'm going to do this date no matter what. But then you have to common sense say, you know what, we've invested all of this in it. It doesn't make sense to do less than what we know we can do. And so you push it back and getting everything done. So I'm so looking forward to the day. I wish you were here in the area so that you can attend, but
I'm still looking at tickets.
Oh, okay, there you go. There you go.
Don't quote me out yet. I'm still looking at tickets.
Okay, well, listen, we'd love to see you. We'd love to see you. Yeah, but this is the first one. We're going to take notes, see what works, what we did well, what we can improve on. We love the feedback, and we've gotten a lot of it from interested parties. Yeah, so we love that. We'd love to have anyone who finds this platform as something that is collaborative for them, because it's open. That's the purpose of this. This is not a closed set. You know, it's not like this is us and we're all there is, and you know, like they say, us four, no more. No, this is a platform that's designed to grow, and the only way we can grow is to bring on the talent. So bring on the talent. We welcome you. If you have talent that can be used within, and by utilized within the process, we'd love to hear from you. So yeah, so we're going to keep I want to get this podcast going a little bit longer. We want to at least walk into the event itself on the 23rd, but we hope to talk to just a lot of different folks that can bring a wealth and the experience, and also promote what you're doing. So what's coming up for you, and how can people find you, and what do they have to look forward to? What's coming up?
Well, we actually we had the Pan Ams in Chicago area recently, and actually that was the Pan Am Games, where a student, Jaden Shaw, and a few students participate in that event. But I think Jaden Shaw was or biggest player, like, or probably our most valuable players that coming out of that event, representing
Okay.
representing a small island. But here on the island, I mean, we're looking to just host quite a few events as well, just promoting chess. We have an event next week, on the 10th of September, which is going to be our Autumn Rapid Open. I mean, for players on the island, or if there's anybody traveling to the Cayman Island who just wants to get a good game of
So
chess.
if you happen to be traveling to the Cayman Islands, check it out, right? Is there a link? Are you going to be online? Is there some way to connect with you?
Yeah, they can always visit our website, our Facebook page at the Cayman Island Chess Federation, and
Okay.
Facebook. So Facebook, that's our major platform now in terms of everything that we do is posted there. But
Okay.
like I said, once you visit in the Cayman Islands and you want to get a good game of chess, if you're here on the weekend, we have our master class running weekly basis, and then we have our tournaments. And normally you'll see everything that we're doing posted on the Facebook page, which is Cayman Island Chess Federation.
Okay. So how's the weather out there these days?
It's good weather. I mean, the island is, it's really good to be on the island. Right?
Y'all not getting any of the crazy storms and some of the stuff?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. So there's no crazy storm yet. I mean, we do know it's the storm season, but nothing too crazy yet.
Okay, that's good. So tell us, give us some advice. You know, well, I'll say I'm a novice. Agray has been in the chess circle for a while. So what would you say would be the thing that we would most need to be aware of, to look out for, that will help us move through this process?
Well, so this is where your expertise as a business person will over trump me in terms of a chess professional.
Okay.
Like I said, in chess, there are always blunders and mistakes waiting to happen. But you have to just be thinking ahead constantly. They are the target markets. Obviously, looking at the target market, who is it that we're targeting? I don't think there's any perfect way of doing it, but
right.
Just being the best of what you do, just putting your best foot forward at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a better chess coach than I am a player.
Well, know thyself, they say, right?
Yeah. So I think one of my major talents is to encourage my students, because a lot of my students have really surpassed me, and I mean, I'm happy about that. I'm pretty happy about that.
Good.
That I was able to teach them far more than I know, and it's not just what they know, but they know everything that I know and more. So
right. Well, listen, coaching is important. You know, in any area, it's always good to have a good coach, you know, because you can have all of the talent in the world, and sometimes even having the talent doesn't give you the ability to navigate through the process to get you to where you want to go. So I think, you know, between the talent and the coach together, you make a great team. So hey,
the best players in the world have coaches. So if you're the best, why do you need a coach? So coaching is important. And the job is far more than just teaching someone something. That's exactly what teachers do. But as a coach, your job becomes a lot more. It's about inspiring. It's about motivating. It's about seeing someone at their lowest and bringing them up to
them back. Yes,
the potential that they do possess. So coaching is it's something that I've been doing for over 16 years now, and I really love it. There's just so much you get from watching an individual who think that they were capable of nothing, and to see how much they're able to accomplish. So
and then they take on the world.
And then they take on the world. So it's a fulfilling job. And as a matter of fact, I wouldn't even consider it a job in some sense. It's a calling. Definitely a calling.
And it has to be, because there are trials and tribulations in coaching, as you know. And sometimes the ones who are the most difficult to coach are the ones that turn out the best. And not to say one is better than the other. So I shouldn't say best. They turn out in a way that you never expect. But and then they're the ones sometimes that are the most difficult. So
well, as a coach, you're always expecting the best from your students.
Yeah.
But and you see the potential in them, even when they don't see it in themselves and others around them don't see it, you see it in them. And it's your job as a coach to bring it out. And
there you go.
This is what we do. Day in and day out.
There you go. Go coach. Well, listen, thank you so much for appearing here and talking with us. This link will be available shortly, so we'll get it out there for others. And again, we're gonna be looking through the blinds to see if you show up. If not, you know, we're doing this. We're doing this again, so we're not counting you out. Thank you. I just want to remind everyone that the Anya Miles Project and Chess on the Move Battle of the Masters. This is Saturday, September 23rd at Harlem YMCA. And again, Run Your Miles in recognition. I have to put my brother out there. I love him so much. And I always say, you know, he passed the cancer. And I tell folks, please get your checkups because the people you leave behind are devastated. So get your checkups, take care of you. Sometimes there's things you can't do, but sometimes early detection makes all the difference in the world. So get your checkups. I'm here to tell you that. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks
I'm going to play the video on the way out. Any closing comments?
I was looking forward to seeing that video again on my way out. But
okay, well, we're going to play the video on the way out, and we're going to post it up for you. Okay. Oh, I want to thank my son Noah, who did the voiceover, and my nephew who did the music and putting it together. I did the graphics, so but I don't want to, you know, pat myself on the back. But hey, I had to get that.
I'll tap you on the back.
Thank you so much. Anyway, you take care, and here's the video. Hey, wait a minute, you got to say let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
$5 grand payout. Majestic Lions. Harlem Knights meet for a battle of the masters.
They banish me, never to be seen.
Empire State Blitz Smackdown.
The land only grows weeds. A place filled with demons and ghosts, tumbleweeds. Betrayed by some comrades that too brute. I'ma get you all back. It's not if, no it's when. Better watch out, cause I'm coming for revenge. I'ma train hard, I'ma go far. I will learn with every new scar. Got a cold heart, yeah, feeling arc. Enemies give me energy from the start. Got an addiction to winning, so I will work till I get it. The sweat is dripping, I'm in it, I'll never stop till I finish. I'm feeling demons possessing, they took a hold of my vessel. The energy of the devil, yeah.
Bye.